Shall we begin? Since we only have an hour and a half now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So this week, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I don't know if I'll keep it, but uh, I guess probably look out for a text from me tomorrow asking how this went, because I'll be internally panicking to see if it went over well or not. So we're not going to do a prologue tonight. In lieu of a prologue, I am going to ask you a series of questions, and I would like you to answer them in character, if you could, to the best of your ability. If you would like to close your eyes or get into character however you normally would do that, that would be great. I'm going to have you typing out answers, though, so that won't work long term. But I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and then if you would text your or like type your answers into your character's text channel to me privately, that would be wonderful. So take a moment, think about where your character is in the story right now. We've spent a number of days in the capital city doing various things, talking to new people, people that some of you have known for quite a while. Some of you are meeting for the first time, and your bond as a group has now shifted. Before you were fighting together because you had to, and now you're fighting together because you choose to stay together to complete a larger scale task. So I want you to visualize as your character one person, one creature. And this is the one creature out of all of the creatures that you know that you wish you could be speaking with right now. They can be alive, they can be dead, they can be inaccessible. Take a few moments, visualize that creature, and send me that creature when you are ready. And I'll continue once all four of you have answered.
DM, are you asking in the present? So where we're, you know, in the present.
Where you are, yes, where you are right now as Eric, what is the one creature in existence that you know of that you wish you could be speaking with right now?
I guess maybe this is kind of what Brad was getting at, which is what I was thinking. Because like, is this a moment of reflection, or is this like after we just fought a giant stone golem?
This is an exercise to think like your character that may or may not end up coming into play in the game.
So physically, right now, after we finish slaying a stone golem.
Yeah.
Okay.
In whatever sense you want to think about it. If you want it to be like, oh, I just almost lost my life, who would I talk to right now? Or I've been thinking about this person for weeks. I need to talk to them immediately. And just text that answer whenever you come up with it.
Yeah, I just realized, Barlos.
Yeah.
Even if you somehow dox me, nobody will ever know my name. Forever known as Billy.
Nope. That's true.
You wanted that in our character chat, right?
What?
In the character chat that we have in Discord.
Yep, it's just for all of the characters, it's just
the
you and me.
text channel.
Yep.
I don't know why I just called the wilds the divide. I'm trying to think of what that's from.
The divide.
Is that a Critical Role thing?
There was
It's a
the
scar
divide. The
calamity.
yeah, maybe it was also called that,
It's a bunch of words that are basically all the same thing.
like the God divide or the I don't know. I feel like I know what you're saying, but I can't think of what it's from.
It's from something.
The Great Divide.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Kind of sounds like a magic card.
I think it might be Destiny.
Oh yeah, Destiny.
That sounds like a Destiny thing. How's it coming, Brad? I don't mean to rush you. I'm just asking. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Sorry, mine wasn't as easy as Tess. Mine wasn't 2 letters.
wrong place.
Oh, you said you sent that in general, Brad.
Nice.
I didn't look at it yet.
Yeah.
Delete it.
I meant
Right.
to.
Nobody look at it. Nobody look at it.
I mark this as
can
a
delete
spoiler.
Delete it.
Yeah.
I will delete it. It's all good. I pasted it into your thread, Brad.
Oh, okay. Beat me
Joke's
to
on you, Brad. I said Talos.
it. That's a better answer than I was thinking for you.
All right. Next question for you to answer in your private chats and not in the general chat.
Oh, that's right.
Wow, that's so rude.
So this person that you have visualized, the person that you're thinking of, that you I was thinking of your mom too. That's so weird. That was
I
my
think about
answer.
your mom every night.
pretty much 24/7 at this point.
Hey, right answers in your character chat, and then wrong answers in the general chat.
There you go.
Well, I want okay, yeah, maybe later. I want you to actually pay attention to this though, not just dick
God
around in the
damn
general
it.
chat. What shape do you imagine this person being in? Do you think they are healthy? Do you think they're tired, scared? Do you think they're near death? Answer this in any way that you think fits the character that you were thinking of. What is the first thing that you would say to this person if they were standing with you right now? What in your mind is their response to the words that you chose? Interesting. These answers are very good. The person now has to leave, and whether you know how you know this or not, you will never see them again. What is the last thing you say to them before they leave? Not Helen Mirren.
You
And-
know
but
you'll never see him again.
either you know or you don't,
Oh.
but you will never see them again.
What does your character say to them?
What is the last thing you say to them? Let's say you know. You know that it's the last thing.
I figured it out, guys. This is a form of torture. Regardless of the DM. Soften us up. That's when he strikes.
Yeah. Here comes rock monster number 2.
Yeah.
Just a bigger
Oh, yeah.
mountain.
It's like a B-52 song.
It's not a rock. It's a rock monster. Whoa.
Doo, doo, doo. Yeah.
If you died tonight, was talking to this person, considering the other things that you have done across your life, a worthy final act.
Can you repeat that, please?
Considering everything else you've done across your life, if you died tonight, was talking to this person a worthy final act? Interesting. Okay. Final question.
Man, he's just getting all these juicy deets.
Juicies.
How do you imagine you die?
I so desperately wanted to put like surrounded by the people that love you.
If that's how Ted thinks that he's gonna die.
Ah, joke's on him. They're all dead.
That's not true. Mara Will loves you.
That's true. That's true.
Gael will love you eventually. Just kidding. He kills you.
Just kidding. He's the one who kills me. Yeah.
Whoa.
Is Brackle's answer at the hands of Arvantis?
I choose not to disclose anybody's answers to these questions.
Or Arvantis' patron?
Let's go beat him up and get the answers.
All of Brackle's answers are Vantis related. All 7 of them.
Yep. Who do you want to talk to more than anybody? Arvantis.
Arvantis.
Tell him to go kill himself again.
I just wanted to let you know that what I did was the right choice. It was worth it. Every single second.
I still don't like that I had to do it, but I'd do it again.
I'd love to just hear Arvantis like retell the story of him dying in a heroic way.
So there I was, sitting in the infirmary, minding my own business.
This fucking asshole dominated me.
And then a giant red dragon comes out of nowhere and says, if you don't jump in the incinerator, these 7,000 children are going to die. So I, being the hero that I am, jumped right in. Burned my whole body. 7-degree burns. Can you believe it? Awesome. So I don't know if I'll do that often or even do it again. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Do you guys have immediate thoughts afterwards, or should I text you all tomorrow? Inevitably.
In what sense?
How you thought about that in general? Like, did it make you think more about your character for this session? Did you come up with answers that were surprising? Because there were some things that all 4 of you said that I was surprised to see, which is great. I was hoping that would be the result. What did you guys think immediately after?
Honestly, for me, I mean, I feel like Urzak's pretty simple, right? As far as a faceted character, I felt like it was easy to think of that, and I'm surprised that you were surprised by those answers. But if it helps you understand the character, I think that's great.
There was a lot from Urzak that I was not surprised about. Once I saw the answer to your first question, I was surprised initially. I thought that you would pick a different person. But based on that person, your answers after that make sense.
Yeah, and that's why I asked for clarification on the first question, because depending on the situation, that answer changes a lot.
Right.
I'm hoping that it's like prophetic, you know.
I mean, I hope not.
Well, sometimes
you're all dying
tonight.
Made the last season really good because they died in the same way that they had like said they were going to, or they saw themselves.
Yeah.
Carried out their goal.
That was not my goal with this, but that is very cool to see when that happens. Well, so maybe for Eric, who knows?
Right. I got to say things that I think would be super important for my character at this stage in the journey that we may never get to, or whatever, depending on how it goes. But I think
right.
Yeah. I'm complex compared to Urzak, but I'm surprised that you didn't see it. Maybe you did. Some of my answers, but
I think yours was similar to Urzak. I didn't expect that that initial answer, and then once I knew that, then they kind of fell in line. I think the most surprising answer actually came from Brad, and I won't talk about it, but
Talked about
Brad,
prostitutes again.
you,
Alan Mirren.
so, yeah, Helen Mirren. All of Brad's answers were about Helen Mirren. So if that shows you where Eric's standpoint is, gotta
Surprisingly,
get that herbalism bag and get back to the capital city.
surprisingly, I die at the end of Argantus.
Cool, guys.
Not knowing
Thanks
Trojan
for
yet.
going along with that. That was very cool.
I think it was a good exercise to get you in the mindset of the character.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Nice. I'm glad that you liked it. Maybe we'll do it again. All right. So now that we are all in sync with who we are playing tonight, would somebody like to recap from last week?
Not
Really,
me.
not a lot of time passed last week, but
No,
some stuff happened.
We've finally gone through the portal. We had a conversation with the Wisp, which I don't remember a lot of that conversation.
That's fair. I don't either. I didn't get to review the tapes for this week.
I think it was
She got jumped.
yeah, and I think it was
Yeah,
just like
essentially.
her and us talking about the caster thing for like 2 minutes.
So the big thing that you all took away from your conversation with the Wisp after reviving her was that something catastrophic is happening in the wilds, and natural beings are being formed there, and they're starting to break out into the rest of the continent, which is where the giant mountain elemental came from.
Yeah, and then we started. Well, most people started feeling the vibrations of the impending.
Not Urzak.
Not Urzak. Most people
What's going on?
noticed the tremors, and then we probably spent too much time organizing a battle plan, and then executed the battle plan and defeated the rock monster. I think Vern gave Urzak some juice that made him summon more crimes. And Brackle turned into a giant ape, and Eric turned into an octopus. Vern finally got to use a chromatic orb,
He did.
and Teth let the power of the fucking Talos orb flow through him. Successfully.
Sure did. Man, what a great saving throw that was.
Yeah.
That was a
Oh, shit.
hey, roll a D100. If you roll under your level, then something crazy happens. That's what happened.
Freckle is still a gorilla. I forgot about that.
45 minutes.
The one thing that I do remember specifically, I think, is that the Wisp was saying that I believe it was the cloudburst was what was directly making or animating these gigantic creatures, right? Had something to do with
Mhm.
the surge of magic and
Yes.
something to
It
that
sounded
extent.
like that somebody was actively trying to make the cloudburst happen so these things would appear. I don't know if that was conjecture or we had known that or not, but that was said.
I don't know what a cloudburst is.
So a cloudburst is a controlled wild magic surge, essentially. It's something that the group of caster generals that are really working against the casters had been investigating for some time, up until the party, minus Teth and Vern, were tithed, and then they left the compound because the magic wasn't being suppressed anymore, and now there are like cataclysm level surges happening in the wilds and creating massive monsters.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that really sucks.
If only somebody could do something about that.
If if
Oh, yeah.
only.
Also, Billy called the pebbles from the rock monster.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, and then
Right.
lastly, I guess some dude rolled up on us and was like, "Is that you?" To Urzak
Yeah.
specifically.
Also, some clarification and metagaming for those of you who are not Donovan, because I told him before everybody else was here. This is the same male character that was in last week's prologue. I was distracted at the very end of the session and I forgot to use his accent, so it should have been more apparent. It was not, because he just sounded like me and not like the character from the prologue. So he was the character that was interacting with Gael and Marawil in the warehouse in the prologue. It's the same guy.
Okay.
The blue-skinned.
Blue skin, purple hair.
Yeah, I remembered half of it.
Yes, Brackle and Eric make an insight check. I had Urzak make one before, and it was very good. Let's see how you guys fare.
Rackle die. Hot damn. That's a good start.
She be 22.
21.
Yeah. So you both.
Oh, wait. I'm a monkey. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I still got an natural 18 roll, but I giant 8.
It's got to be negative, right? It's got to be a negative
Let's
modifier.
see. Top result. View page. What does insight use? Wisdom. Let's see.
Wisdom, I thought.
+1, so 19.
His wisdom.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So with a 22 and a 19, you both would not recognize this person. You've never seen him before. Eric, you would notice some similarities, some facial similarities between him and Shaw. Brackle, you would not pick up on that. But both of you would pick up on the fact that he is very likely not lying to you. He seems urgent enough, and his body language is all pointing to him coming to this area to see what was going on. And he does recognize Urzak somehow. So you would both know that.
What was the first thing he said?
I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, you don't know him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You would know for sure that he does not look recognizable to you. He does not look familiar.
Okay.
But you trust him. Or at least what he said.
Okay.
So he runs in and he confronts sees everybody. And as he's running in, Flynn is kind of coming around the rocks, and he sees Flynn after he says that to Urzak. And you can all see kind of a shade of relief kind of wash over him when Flynn walks out from behind the rocks. And then Dez descends, and he kind of runs down to him to see who's coming up as well. And Dez he lands and stops in disbelief. You see him not see who it is, and then you can all tell the moment that he recognizes this person. And just almost under his breath. I don't know that any of you would actually hear this. Maybe just Brackle. He's just like, oh, holy shit. Under his breath, Dez. and he will, without saying anything else, and this person is looking at Dez as well. He'll walk right up to him, and Dez will shake his hand, and the two of them will embrace. They will hug, and they will start carrying on a conversation, just kind of like pleasantries, like I can't believe you're here. Like, how have you been? I didn't know that. I had no idea you'd be here. Type of thing between the two of them. So, what would you like to do with that?
I would just look to Urzak and Teth. Two different, statements to each. Urzak, does that not look like you know who I'm talking about, right? Blue skin, short. Does that not look like her?
Yeah, Urzak will nod, and then he'll start making his way over there.
And then to Teth, I think I'd have to fill him in. There's just a little girl in the last ties. We've spent a lot of time together, but sure, a little clarification now doesn't hurt. I don't think this is an enemy. I think this looks like the only other person I've ever seen look like that was a little girl in the last tides.
Oh, the one you're looking for.
Yes,
that'd be her.
Yeah, Urzak's gonna walk up and he's offer a handshake to the person. Say, I don't believe we've met. I'm Urzak. Who might you be?
he'll turn to you, and he will extend his hand and take yours as well. And he'll say, "We certainly have not met, but I know who you are." And Dez will turn to you, and he'll say, "Yeah, I don't think I've seen this person in decades. Guys, this is Silgath. That's Silgath Shaw." And he will look at you, Urzak, and he'll say, "I believe you know my daughter."
Urzak will immediately take a knee and like desperate pleading Japanese man, like just get down on the ground and bow to him. And after a moment, he'll say, Silgath, I'm so sorry. I don't know what else we could have done, but we're still looking.
Silgath will he will drop to his knees as well in front of you. He's going to take his hand and kind of place it under your are you like one knee on the ground, other hand like on your knee like that? Or...
No, he's like both knees on the ground, like face in the dirt.
He'll drop down and actually put his hands in your hands. He'll like try and cup your hands. He's going to lift you up. Say, "My friend, I know there was nothing more that you could do. There is something that you need to see. I think it may put your mind at ease." And this dude is like, so obviously he knows his daughter is not okay. Like he is aware of you guys, and he's aware of not he doesn't know where Shaw is. It's almost unnerving how chill he is. He's very just gonna be okay. So you find yourself in this situation where you are talking to the father of a missing child, and he is the one trying to comfort you, Urzak. And he will physically bring you up. He'll grab your hands and lift you back up, like onto your knees, and kind of gesture you to get back up on your feet. And he'll say, "Based on what I've seen, you kneel for no man. Please follow me, all of you." And he will just turn and start walking back into the forest.
Question, DM.
Yes.
Divine sense. Is that
Okay.
something that I'm trying to see if it's something that's clearly visible when it is used? It just says, yeah, the way it's phrased, it doesn't sound like it. But I wanted to get your opinion because Teth would know.
Presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music. Powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. So you know the location of celestial, fiend, or undead. Know the type of undead, celestial, or fiend. Not its identity. Yeah, I would say that that's something that would just be for you.
Okay.
I don't know that that would show up for anybody else.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially just praying for a sign from a deity, right? And they just tell you, they're like, no, this smells bad or sounds good. One of the two.
Yeah, it's like opening your awareness temporarily, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just want to get a quick ping as we're walking.
Yeah. So are you going to cast Divine Sense? Or are you going to
Yeah.
use Divine Sense?
Yeah.
So many undead.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
many.
Is everybody else undead except for me?
You've been traveling with a party of zombies this whole time.
Yeah.
The whole story has been about Teth.
Your fault for not using Divine Sense until just now. Yeah, so obviously Flynn would ping. He is an undead. He's a reborn. No fiends, no celestials. But yeah, lots and lots of undead. Not all of them. You sense that not all of them are humanoid in nature. Some of it is sentient plant life, things like that. But a lot of it in your area, yes.
Does my sword ping is undead now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said the plant life was pinging as undead?
Some of it, yeah.
Some of it. That's interesting. Okay.
So let me see. So Teth is, where's Teth? Where are you?
I'm back here.
Oh, you're over here.
Yeah, it's a 60-foot radius, I believe. Check. Yeah, within 60 feet. That is not behind total cover.
Okay, so undead creatures that you can see that are pinging. Flynn and Silgath are both pinging. They are definitely undead for sure.
Yeah.
This tree up here is pinging for you. One of these rocks is pinging for you. This rock right here. And bush in this area.
George.
George. This is George Bush.
W actually, the second one.
W.
I throw my laundry in the dryer real quick, guys. Be right back.
Okay.
So basically 2 clusters of rocks, a bush, and a tree.
Yeah.
That's really fucking weird. Man, gotta keep an eye on those rocks, I guess. Yeah, I guess that would just follow. Take a mental note.
You can never be too careful with the rocks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, considering what we just fought.
Yeah.
Just tell me to go throw the rocks.
But currently it's undead. It's not dead. It's undead.
It has been dead, and now it is.
On.
It has been reborn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, Vern would be up here too. At this point, would you like to do anything else with?
Mike, I do have one question.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry. Are you? If you're continuing with Michael, just go ahead. Or with Billy.
How long does that last?
It's just a quick. It's a blip. It's
Oh, so like 6
yeah.
seconds.
It's
Okay.
a turn. Yeah. Like a
Okay.
thing.
Okay. Yeah. So that you know all of that now.
Huh.
Crackle.
Does the wisp have any reaction to this person / scenario?
Nothing that is outward. She doesn't seem to be surprised by his presence. She's rather nonplussed. She's just kind of like taking it in, like
Okay.
like Vern or Teth would be. She is like you, as you know, very disassociated from the casters.
Okay.
So she didn't even know that Shaw had been tithed. So the fact that this person knows Urzak means nothing to her. So she's just kind of like on guard, but she also knows, like she knows that the Dampier live in Mir. So it's not super shocking to have
Okay.
somebody that looks like this show
Okay.
up.
Cool. Swap into mobile.
All right.
And Brad said, "Forget it." Oh no, Brad's back.
Yeah, rage quit. It's the usual Discord.
Guys, that
So-
TikTok is up to 294,000 views.
Huh.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
You're talking about
Famous.
the algorithm.
Yeah. My claim to fame now.
You're super famous.
Caught up to Trent yet?
What?
Man, I forgot that had happened when he posted that the other day. I remember seeing that for the first time in like 2019 and just laughing.
And it has Donovan.
is
Yeah,
it?
when we looked back, it had 6 million views.
I didn't even know TikTok was
crazy.
around in 2019. So.
Right? Me either.
You were just saying that there was some sort of shock between Urzak recognizing Stilgath, and my Discord cut. So what was that?
What was the last thing
Oh.
you heard?
Was it Brackle was asking it, or
Oh, the wisp.
Oh yeah,
Didn't have
the
any
wisp.
really
Yeah,
reaction.
the wisp doesn't have any like relevant reaction to this.
Hmm.
She's just seeing him as a new person, not necessarily
Mhm.
you know, not a person of importance.
Yeah. Not to break up the plot that's happening here, but Eric would really like to look for some herbalism kit ingredients, just to really slow down, things that are happening.
So okay. So wait, hold that,
Yeah.
and see what happens, because you're about to.
Yeah, just hold on.
Just would you hold on?
I thought
Damn
this
it.
was a choose your own adventure. I didn't think that I could be told.
I bet
What
you
to do.
did.
You're about to be walking back through a forest, regardless of which direction you choose to go. So I'll have you roll in a second for that.
No, I'm gonna stay here. Identify. What I'm just
yeah. So yeah, Silgath is starting to walk back into the forest. What would you guys like to do?
I'll bring up the rear.
That's a nice rear.
Okay.
Nobody can see it.
The ape rear.
It's covered in fur.
Oh,
What does Dez's body language look like? Is he immediately following as well? Pretty closely.
Dez. So make an insight check. That's an interesting question.
6.
I'm glad you asked. 6.
Fat 6.
Dez is just walking.
Okay. But he is following.
Yeah, he's walking in that direction. Not quite at Silgath's clip, but he is walking in that direction. Yeah.
I'd actually like to. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, Rozak was gonna walk beside Dez, and I don't know how much. I guess he wouldn't necessarily be quiet about it, but to Dez, he'd kind of be like, "So, how do you know Silgath?
Thank you.
What's the story there?"
Dez will now that you're engaging with him, like up right next to him, looking at his face, Dez does seem a little bit distracted. He is following Silgath, and obviously attending to you when you start walking up to him. But he's also kind of looking back. He'll give a couple quick glances back to Flynn to see what Flynn is doing. And then he will look back at you and address your question. And he'll say, once things started getting really bad with Visick, Silgath was one of the first non-casters to take an interest in helping us. He's saved a lot of lives. Most of those lives 2 or 3 times over. I would trust him with anything. And he will return a question to you, and he'll say, "How do you know his daughter?"
Oh, I guess I assumed you'd known. His daughter was tied with us. Just a little
Upon
girl.
hearing that, Dez's whole demeanor drops. He almost starts walking even slower when he hears that. Just almost in disbelief, because that was like a core belief or a core tenet of the casters was you had to be a certain age to be tithed. Continue. Sorry.
Urzak will keep pace with him, kind of slow down, even to a stop if he has to. To say, it was abundantly strange to all of us as well. That being said, when things got rough with Visick, he took the girl, and well, you know his power. We were the children in that instance, helpless, do a damn thing.
He'll take a moment and digest that. He won't slow to a stop, but he'll be just kind of walking a little bit slower, but with less direction, almost like he's just kind of veering a little bit here and there, just for a few moments, and then he'll kind of snap back into the conversation, and he'll say, I'm so sorry. Give me a moment," and he will speed up and keep pace with Silgath, and you'll see him. His hand will go around and kind of rest on Silgath's shoulder. You can kind of hear them mumbling back and forth, or talking very quietly back and forth.
We'd learned basically that Visick had taken an odd interest in children and trying to find the right one or something along those lines.
Yes.
Was that prologue we learned that, or we're trying to think where we would have learned that in game?
In the first chapter,
Oh, the library, right?
you would not have learned that in game. Urzak, the only time you would have had any inkling of that was during your downtime. You're right, Eric. When you started researching, not necessarily Visick, because a lot of the stuff about him cut off after his public death. Just like missing children, and you were at the library for long enough that you started piecing together a pattern across the continent. It was never enough times within condensed areas to feel like there was a series of abductions going on or things like that. But when you started looking at the country as a whole, that's when Urzak would have learned that there has been a series of child abductions in groups of 20 periodically throughout the last century or so. So Visick was very smart about it. He never took more than one child from a general area, or even really like a territory. So even the generals from the casters would have no reason to think a pattern was going on. They may look into a disappearance if it was a prominent enough family or if they knew them personally. But there was no reason a general would have any inkling that something deeper was going on.
Man, this infant mortality.
I guess without seeming like he's openly trying to run up and listen to their conversation, Urzak will kind of catch up to them and wait for an appropriate silence in the conversation.
Okay.
To say, so Silgath, you said you've heard of me? Were you in the capital for the last Tithing Games, or?
No. Heard of you figuratively. Seen you figuratively. It will be clear in a few moments. And he'll kind of look around, and he's like doing this. He's just walking like he's walking to the kitchen in your house. Like he's not even thinking about where he's going. His body is just doing it. And he'll like look up at a tree, and there's nothing that appears to be off or special about the tree that he's looking at. But he'll look up at it, kind of turn to the left, and he'll start going north. He'll head up into a different part of the forest, and you all kind of zigzag to follow along with him. And he'll turn back to you, Urzak, and he'll say, "My daughter is lost. I do not know where she is. But that doesn't mean that she can't tell me who she trusts."
Speaking of who to trust, can I show you Zilgath? I've got a letter from the king about his funeral. I just want to see if Zilgath could do anything with the authenticity of the letter.
I'm very sorry. I just zoned out for 2 seconds right when you were talking. What did you say? My bad.
Eric says to Zilgath, speaking
Okay.
of trust, can you tell me about the authenticity of this letter for producing the king's invitation to his funeral?
Oh, good question. The authenticity in what regard? What are you trying to find out?
I'm trying to find out if it was the chasers or whatever that invited us, or someone who's forging it to get us all back to kill us or whatever, or if it's actually the king's letter.
That is an interesting question, and I'm going to encourage you to ask it again to a different character because Silgath would not know.
So Zilgath will just be like, I don't know shit about the king.
So I'm not. You may not have been here actually for that session. There was a session a couple weeks ago where you all were asking about the village of Mir, and they do not, like, magically do not allow casters within their borders. So they keep a very clear and square distance from the casters intentionally. So he would not be a good resource for you to find any information about what they're trying to do, because he kind of just keeps himself separate as much as he can.
And just as a side note, I know, well, that doesn't mean that we weren't, coaxed there, but I was given direct orders from like Daunt and Cerberus to go get people to come back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I went to go get
Yeah.
Urzak and
Yeah. Daunt and Cerberus.
Wait, so
well, to be fair, Daunt was there with him, so for yours anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Daunt was
Daunt-
there.
Daunt had connections and got the drink at the bar with Brackle.
It actually wasn't even Brackle at all. It was just Terry
Brackle.
and Ned.
that was the drink at the bar was when I was like
Bartholomew.
17 years old.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was a long time ago.
Oh.
That's when the switch happened. That's when they killed Brackle and
Yep.
it took his place.
We're all aliens.
That's right.
Inside human skin. Yeah, in short, Eric, he would not be rude. That one thing that you all would notice is even though he isn't super attentive to more mundane questions, he kind of like eschews them with relative grace. Like he's very, very accommodating and very patient with his answers. So he'll say, "Very sorry, I do not have that information for you," and he'll keep walking. Very polite.
Is the Wisp riding on Brackle's back? Still?
Yeah.
Sure.
They like drop back and try to have a chat with her.
Yeah.
Just drop back and say, I do realize I've only met you like 5 minutes before this other man, but do you know him? What is he always like this?
Silgath is a mystery. Everybody knows of him in the forest here. Nobody really knows much about him other than the fact that he's nice to everybody. He seems to care about people's problems, despite being the way that it is. That sort of creature kind of gets a bad reputation, but he really breaks the mold in that regard. I like him.
Yeah, what did she say about like that creature gets?
Make a
Is
Make
that what she
Yeah.
said? She said that creature gets a bad rap.
I was wondering if Teth
Yeah,
would
that
tell
type of-
anybody that he's undead.
maybe she's just like trying to gently inject that into the conversation. Make an insight check.
3 insight checks in a row. Let's go. That's a natural one.
I was gonna say that's your best one, right? And so
It's a +0.
I'm really trying to hammer home the insight checks with her. Yeah, you would. I don't know if it would even register with Urzak. The way that she said it, he would just be like, "Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense."
Okay. But she was talking about.
She was talking about Silgath. Yeah.
Okay. And she referred to him as that creature, or was it
that type of creature, like
That type of
creatures
creature,
like
okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does anybody else have anything that they want to talk to the Wisp or Silgath or each other about while
I'm gonna
we're
go have a
walking in the
conversation. I'm gonna
forest?
go have a conversation with Eric. Kidding.
Okay.
Kidding.
You have about 15 minutes to walk, so you can use that however you'd like.
I'm gonna
I
stay
would
as a
like
monkey.
I would like to ask the Wisp a question as Teth.
Okay.
Teth would just I guess walk alongside Crackle Kong and ask the Wisp. I noticed back where we were fighting that there was a lot of undeath. Particularly surprising to see the trees and the plants and the rocks were all emanating that energy. Is that something that you're aware of, or I know you seem pretty in tune with this area? Is that something you're aware of?
She will be very candid about this. I don't know if it's because of Teth's size or because of how directly he asked that, or because he clearly already knew and he was just spot on with what he was asking. But she knows that so she's not going to bullshit you. She'll say, sometimes life, the way things grow, especially in this forest here, these woods, sometimes life is just as valid or just as vibrant if it's second life. And a lot of these plants, they can die and come back just like humans do, or just like constructs do. And sometimes when they do, it's because of something otherworldly, something divine. And those plants tend to stick around and have interactions with their environment. So it's not uncommon for you to see what you saw. Beth, you're still muted if you were saying something. I don't know if you responded or not.
No, maybe not.
Oh, yeah. we'll get that response sometime.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
goodbye.
There you go.
Wow, that was rude.
Hey, there he is. Did you hear anything that I said to you just now, Billy?
I heard all of it, and then I went to respond, and then my service went out.
Of course. So what would how would you respond to that?
I think Teth would acknowledge that and honestly not even really question it. Um, he doesn't have a particular love or hate for undeath, I guess, even though it would probably seem weird coming from somebody who's divine. But I don't think that, as far as I know, I don't think that in the eyes of Talos, anyways, that undeath is something that's particularly like, some deities have very specific grudges against certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Talos has a particular view on undeath, but I don't think Teth, all these T's. I don't think Teth would really. He would just kind of acknowledge it and not really push any further. It seemed to him that she was kind of not defensive, but was like quick to explain basically spurt all that out. So he's just gonna kind of just nod and just say, I appreciate your honesty, and it wasn't necessarily concerning to me, but I just happened to notice it and knew that you are supposed to be a guardian of this area, so I figured I would at least let you know if you didn't already know.
And she'll thank you. It feels very sincere. She'll sincerely thank you for that. And she'll say, being a guardian of the forest, as I'm sure you are well aware, due to your vocation, sometimes it's harder to understand the things that you're protecting than it is to just protect them. And I think with those types of beings, it's easier to let them live and protect them any way I know how, even if I don't understand why they're there.
Not always black and white, right?
Nothing ever is in this continent.
And that was everything Teth had, as far as that's concerned, for our little walkie walk.
Herzog, do you actually want to talk to Eric?
No.
Okay.
Nothing
so
personal on Eric. I want to let you get to the point here.
So you're still walking through this forest, and at a point you can tell that the leaves on the trees are starting to change. Not before your eyes, like not magically changing, but as you're walking, you can see more oranges and browns and yellows and reds in the leaves on the trees, and even further ahead, they're almost completely red and orange, very deep colors. And you start walking into this patch almost as if you are walking from the summertime into autumn. And you, at a point, start to even feel the temperature drop a bit. It becomes crisp. The air becomes crisp, and you can smell the leaves, and you can smell that freshness kind of leaving the air. And you come to several series of steps. And Silgath will stop for a second. And he'll turn around and look back at you. And he'll say, he'll look at Urzok first and then look at everyone else. He'll say, what you are about to see is not what most people that visit this forest will see. It's something for the citizens of Mir, very few others. I think it is important for your group specifically to see this. Please come. He will continue walking up, and you can see a massive red and gray archway, a pergola, up in front of you, with stones lining the sides, so you can see these headstones on either side of you. And these ones are blank. They don't have any. They don't have anything etched onto them. They are just figureheads. But up here at the top of the map, you see two little boxes, shaped almost like birdhouses. And Silgath will lead you up to these houses, or these little bird houses. You see him open the door, open like a little hatch, a little front door to them. And you will see him put his hand to his forehead. And as he pulls it away, it's like a shimmering, like a blue and white and yellow kind of swirling strand of light that he's pulling from his forehead. And as he kind of turns his hand around, becomes more solid, like a sphere of light that he places inside of this birdhouse shaped thing over here. And as he does that, you see his body drop to the ground, and in place of where his body was, a spectral form that looks just like Silgath, of that blue and white and yellow energy, is standing in that same spot. And he'll look back at all of you, and you can still see him, you can still hear him. And he'll say, well, are you coming? And the spectral form of Silgath will cross the threshold. But you, now that you're up close, you cannot see through. It looks just like a shimmering gray-white barrier. And he will cross through that barrier. And just the body of Silgath is right here, laying on the ground. But spectral Silgath is gone.
Does it look like things we've seen in the spectral realm?
Like
does it
the
feel
cerebral realm?
Yeah, cerebral realm. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't feel menacing at all. Like you don't get any bad vibes from it initially. You also haven't tried anything yet, so we'll see how it feels once you do that. If you do that,
Is his body like? Is it just like sprawled on the staircase, or is?
you can it kind of like gently lowered down. It's not perfect because it is on a set of stairs, but it wasn't like he was pushed down the stairs and he's like bloody and beaten. Just kind of released it down on the ground gently.
Would you let me do like a medicine check?
Yeah.
His body.
What are you looking for?
Life.
Okay.
Signs of life.
Fuck off, dude. What specifically are you looking to find?
Oh, I just want
That the body is that
I want
he
to
is
know
still
the
alive.
blood's still
like-
flowing. Check his pulse. Heart's still
Oh.
beating.
Yeah. Roll a medicine check.
Oh my god, he fucking died!
Oh no.
Of all the things we've seen, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm not sure if D&D adds my proficiency for medicine already from my herbalism.
If you
kit,
click
but my herbalism kit says skill checks with medicine add a proficiency bonus.
yeah, it should. If you have an herbalism kit as a proficiency, it should add that.
Okay. So I would think it's just 24 then, not 29.
Okay, just 24.
That's
Only 24.
So with 24,
I want to feel that heartbeat.
there is no heartbeat, there is no pulse. His skin is not chilled, but it definitely is cooler than a living creature. A living creature's skin should be. But he is breathing.
Did he already walk through the
Oh yeah, his spectral self is gone. He
There you
walked
go.
through the threshold.
next things to look at this box inside is
Yeah, so we're done with it. Okay.
He just kicks it down the stairs. Nah,
I mean,
that's done.
I'll look back at
I'm
everyone and be
done.
like, just shrug my shoulders.
Yeah, so the body is still breathing. You could tell that it's just incapacitated. Would be the best way
His
to
skin's turned blue.
rules as written. Incapacitated would fit the best, but he has no heartbeat, no pulse, and his skin is cold.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
now you're looking at the box.
Yeah, and the ball of energy is in there. Is that right?
Yep. And you can see. Make an investigation check.
Investigation.
Somebody else can hop on and do that with him, or give him advantage too.
Box? Nah, I'm a monkey. I can't really do much.
19.
Okay, yeah, 19 is fine. With a 19, Eric, you would be able to tell that most of the box, all of the red parts are painted wood. The craftsmanship is superb. It's like lattice work on all the sides. The painting is nearly perfect. There are no pieces of wood jutting out. There's no paint flaking off. It looks as if it was just painted and dried yesterday. The only thing that would give away that it was not done yesterday was that it doesn't smell like fresh paint. The top is made of metal, some type of brushed, like matte finish metal that you actually would probably really respect the craftsmanship of as a as the owner and operator of a forge yourself, the way that the pieces of the metal are woven together and fastened together up at the top is impeccable craftsmanship. They are pieces of art in and of themselves. Inside of the door, so if you open up the little door to these houses, you can see Silgath's little energy ball that he put in there, sitting into almost like like an egg carton is the best way that I can describe it. There are little notches in the bottom of this box, and there are 16 of them. You could assume that there are 16 in the other one as well. It is almost identical size. Little kind of half sphere holes cut into the bottom of the wood, and his little ball is just sitting in one of the slots inside. It's very bright. It is illuminating the entire inside of this box, and that's it.
Steal it.
Cool.
Hey, take it.
I think this is one of those
Take it and run.
stands where you put your money in and then take the item,
Yeah,
like a vegetable stand by the side of the road.
I think that is what it. I think that's what you should do.
What do you guys think it's worth? Like 10 gold?
Urzak's gonna turn back
We're-
and look at, I guess, Dez and the Wisp and just shrug his shoulders, like, what the fuck?
Too soon? Eric says.
Not
Dez is-
not to Eric, to taking my brain egg out and putting it in the carton.
Right, yeah. Weird.
Dez, you get the feeling that he has never seen this before. He is in awe that this is happening, but you also get the sense that he is about to just do it because he clearly would follow Silgath wherever. The Wisp seems a little bit more at ease. She, I mean, even from the back of the pack, kind of. She has never been here before, but she knows that something wild is in this part of the forest. So much like her answer for the undead plants, she kind of just protects it without attempting to know much about it. The less she knows, the better, and she can just go about her job trying to keep evils out of the forest. So she will actually walk up first before Dez, I think. And you will see her kind of like examine the box. And she'll kind of open the door and look around. Look kind of at the back of the box. Look back at you, Urzak, and she'll kind of give you a bit of a shrug to return your shrug from before. And she will do the same thing. She'll put her hand up to her forehead. She'll even kind of make a gesture, like half say, like, I don't even know if this is how you're supposed to do it. And then as she pulls her hand away, the same thing happens. And she is shocked. You can see the awe in her face as this bright glowing thing is coming out of her head. And hers is a different color. It is bright green with hints of purple and orange swirling around. And she'll take it out and kind of look back at everybody. Just amazed that this is happening. And the moment she sets it in next to Silgath, you can see her body just kind of descend down onto the ground. And a green and orange and purple spectral version of the Wisp is left standing there. And she'll look up through the doorway as if she can see something through there. And she'll kind of just say back to everybody, this This feels safe. And she will walk up the steps and through the doorway or through the archway.
Does it look like their possessions are going with them into the etherealness?
Pickpocket test.
It
Pocket test.
it does not. No, it does not.
Michael Barlos, that makes a really big fucking problem with me because I have an orb.
I was just thinking
It's true.
the same thing about my sword and Urzak's willingness to leave it.
Maybe it'll be magically protected by plot armor.
Maybe it will.
So essentially, we have to leave our body behind to go through this.
So it would seem.
Eric would look at the box again and see if he could remove the metal.
The roof?
The box. See if he could remove the metal. You said the roof was made of metal?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're just trying to take the roof off the box?
He's trying to just scrap the metal.
Make a strength check.
Depending on how long it takes him to do this, Urzak may stop him or try to stop him.
We'll see what the check is.
Bounced out of the roller. It's not a good sign. 9.
Absolutely, it's not moving at all. You can try your best to take it off, but it is fixed on there, most likely with some type of primal magic.
Urzak's gonna step up to Eric and just give him like disappointed dad face.
The texture. on
First the
metal-
alleyway in the city, and now this.
He's just gonna say, "Come on, man, have some respect."
Okay. I do respect it, but I wanted it to. Yeah. If Urzak's saying I should do something, I should probably do something.
Brackle, how long did you have?
I had 45
gorilla?
minutes when we started
Okay.
from the
So you
lake.
have like 20 minutes left ish
Oh, beautiful.
at this point. Dez is also going to step up. He and Flynn are both kind of together. And they'll step up to Urzak. And Flynn will kind of rest his hand on your shoulder. And he'll say, "It seems important that you see whatever is on the other side of that veil. Much less important for the two of us. While you're gone, we will protect you all and your belongings to the best of our lives." And Vern will also step up, and he'll be like, "Listen, I don't know anything that's going on. I'm okay with staying out here too."
Eric and is gonna look at Urzak and then just point his palm of his hand at Urzak's forehead. You want to do mine?
He's just slap your hand out. Just like is it like super bad when he's trying to change the radio? He slaps him.
I'm not a piece of meat.
Just get your fucking hand out of my face.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do mine, and Monkey will walk through.
Okay. So as you are doing this, Brackle, Well, you're an ape, so I don't
You-
know what's going through your head. Do you keep when you polymorph,
Mhm.
you keep
Alignment and personality.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Polymorph is
wild shit. It's
wild
wild
shape.
shape
Wild
that you
shape,
keep
yeah,
some
a
of your
lot more.
stats. Okay.
Yeah.
But
So
mental
you
ability
have
scores are now.
you have the intelligence and wisdom of an ape.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wisdom,
So as
okay.
you're
Intelligence, not as great, which is kind of weird to
Okay,
me, but that's fine.
You're as smart as Uwe.
I'm smarter than Uwe, actually.
yeah. So as you do this, you obviously have the intuition enough to see what's going on and replicate it.
What you mean? Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, essentially. So you take your giant monkey hand up to your big old dumb monkey face, and you start pulling your hand away from your head, and the same thing happens. And as you were doing that, you start to almost hallucinate, and you know that you didn't see this with Silgath when he did it. You didn't see anything around the wisp when she did anything. So you are seeing in your head uh, just a flurry of swords and a flurry of flames, and it's very dark. You feel from the depth of your being incredible abandonment. You feel like you are the most alone you have ever felt in your life. Just right here in this moment, very dark. And as you are fully pulling it out, you put it into the box, all of that washes away. And it is immediate relief. You see this giant monkey body descend down to the ground. And in place is a spectral Bracklebaff. You are no longer in monkey form. You are in your in your human form. And your orb is a shimmering deep purple
Okay.
and red,
Okay.
you with streaks of silver.
Nice. Hot.
And as it's swirling around, none of it mixes, so it's like kind of like half purple and half red with like a streak of silver just swishing around.
Okay.
And you put that into the box, and as you do that, Brackle, on the other end of this threshold, now you can see through it. It is a cemetery.
Okay. I think we just killed ourselves.
That's why I need Urzak to kill me because my religion doesn't allow.
Urzak will make his way to a box and he'll summon the sword in his hand and just hold it for a moment and say, so fear not, I'll be back. And he'll sheath the sword and attempt to pluck his brain egg.
The uh, the sphere that you pull from your forehead, Urzak, is just blue. It is gleaming, shimmering, like royal blue.
Oh,
And the same thing as everybody else. Urzak's body falls down and is a spectral form. And Urzak, as you're doing this, You actually do not. You feel very calm the whole time. You feel very comfortable. And as you pull it out, just before you go to set it down into the box, you have just a split-second glimpse of your sister, as if she was standing right next to you, just like a half a second. But in your new form, you feel her presence with you. And you now can also see the cemetery on the other side of the threshold.
Interesting.
So
Can I go? Can I go real quick? I'm about to get off.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it.
yeah.
So same deal. You step up to the box, and you start pulling light from your forehead. And Teth, yours, as you are doing this, it's almost like the antithesis of feeling. You almost like what you had wanted all those years, that you were blaming yourself and filling yourself with guilt for your actions. It is very peaceful as you are pulling this out of your head. And very similar to the description for Urzak. For a split second, K6 flashes in front of your face. And you feel her presence with you once your sphere is inside of the box. Your sphere is blinding white. It is so bright. It's the brightest one in the box. And its core is pearlescent.
Hell yeah. So there's essentially a moment for Teth of like, oh, this is like inner peace, and then I come back to reality, and it's just like, ah, god damn it.
Yeah, essentially. Sorry.
Oh, god damn. Well, that happens. Cool. Very cool. Man, I'm gonna have to think about that. I am going to get off here though.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Night.
Yeah, thanks
Bye.
everybody. And bye.
All right, Eric.
One
It's
last
down to you.
one last check on the box. Did I do any breaking?
No.
Fine.
No.
Well, it's okay. I was
You-
gonna fix it.
If you don't get away from that box, I'm gonna kill you.
I will jump back into my body and I will monkey hit you in the face.
I just
No, you're so far away from doing any damage to this
nice.
house.
That's what I meant to do. So Eric will cast resistance on Silgath's body, just on his body. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Okay.
So obviously concentration up to a minute. Saving throw. Anyway, I'm
Okay.
gonna do the thing.
Do the thing.
All right.
Pull that string.
The moment you touch your hand to your head, Eric, it feels like physical pain, like you're touching like a brand to your head, and you can see in your vision two figures, one very small, and one also small, but not because the figure is small. It seems to you that they're just really far away. The smaller figure to your left, the first one, seems to be very close. You feel that figure very close to you, and they're just shadows, but like a backdrop of deep reds and browns and blacks almost. And as you're pulling this out and you create the sphere, it starts to subside as you put it into the box. The active pain goes away, but it still feels like a numbing reminder that your head was in pain recently. Your sphere is the most confusing out of all of it, because yours is kind of a conglomeration of a lot of different things. You have specific sections that are blue and orange together. You have one little section that's green and purple together. There's another section that green and red. There's another section that's orange or yellow and purple. A lot of opposites. There are blacks and whites and any type of gray in between, all kind of mixing within each other. And your body also falls to the ground, and you now are able to see the cemetery beyond the threshold of this pergola. Have you all walked through, or are you just like doing this and you're going to walk through together? I guess I didn't ask that.
I walked through.
I like the one
Okay.
at a time. Yeah.
Ursak was heading towards there, and then he saw Eric start touching the house again. He stopped just to give him the look again.
So as you're going through, you cross this threshold, and you see a perfect circle of headstones, many different shapes and sizes. All of them are mossed over, but they're beautifully crafted. You can tell that each of them, even though on the map it doesn't represent this very well, but each of them are unique in some way. They either have some type of cap on top with might be a specific weapon or an animal or a symbol of some sort. And you see Silgath over here in front of this headstone. And as you're walking over to it, you can make out the name on the headstone. And that name is Seraphina Shaw. And you never knew Shaw as anything other than just Shaw. But you can see kind of on the stones around this area, there are several Shaws in this area. The one right next to hers, this one, has Silgath's name on it. Silgath walks around to the back of this headstone, and you can see in motion on the back of the stone, Urzak, moving pictures as if they were drawn by a child. In process. So it's like somebody is drawing on the back of this stone in front of your eyes. You see a drawing of, and these are in vibrant colors, by the way, on this stone. There's a drawing of some fruit. There's a drawing of a small, looks like a handmade doll. And down in the very bottom corner, with much more intention and much more detail than all of the other drawings that, most of the content is what you would expect a small child to be interested in. Down at the very bottom is a drawing of what is very clearly Urzak's face. And behind him, you see a rough drawing of an orcish figure, who you would assume to be Crowbar. very tan stick figure with a mustache that you would assume to be Brackle Baff. Another mustached figure with a hood you would assume to be Eric. Then next to Urzak on the other side is another full-size drawing. Urzak is the only one that's kind of like in the foreground, very big. And next to Urzak is a green humanoid that you would assume to be Flynn. Silgath looks up at you, Urzak, and I guess all of you are around at this point. And he'll say to you, I know that you think that it is odd. I am not worried. I am worried. I am worried sick for my daughter. This is how I know that she is still alive. All of these stones, they are perched above empty graves. This is an area of remembrance for everyone who lives in our city. All of them dead and not dead. This is where we come to remember how lucky we are. We got a second chance. These stones do not animate if that second chance is up. Urzak, I cannot leave my people. I have too many of them that are sick, are in need. Urzak, and all of you, I implore you, please find my daughter before these drawings stop. And that is where we will end the session tonight.
Nice. I like it.
Good session, man.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, everybody. That was really good from everyone.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Do you think
The brain cemetery, this has been in production since session 2 of chapter 1. I'm so happy we're here.
The brain cemetery.
Makes me so happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a great session. I had a lot of fun with this one.
how do you think we resolve the herbalism ingredients?
Oh, I forgot to have you make a nature check real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, 22.
Okay. I will think on that, and I will give you a list of ingredients that you found on your way. I will do that before next week, for sure.
Thanks.
Probably within the next day or so. Can you just put, just type in your
Oh yeah, the roll.
your Discord, Nature Check 22 for herbalism ingredients?
Okay.
That would really help me out. Because then that's usually where I look when I have to remind myself of character specific things throughout the week. Also, Brad, send me your address.
Right.
Also, Aaron,
I want you to say it live on chat on recording.
Brad, send me your address, and when you listen to this, Aaron and Billy, send me your addresses. All right, guys, I am headed out. I think Archer is actually just waking up. So,
Classic Archer.
Classic Archer.
oh no, yeah, he just rolled over. We're all set. We're good. Doesn't
He's
mean he
just-
won't wake up later.
just
But
rolling.
That means he's
like we have this thing called a Nanit, and it's like a super high tech baby monitor. Essentially, you screw it into the wall, and it's connected to our phones. Like I have it, I can see him all the time.
Mhm.
But it'll tell you, like it'll notify you when there's sound or motion on the camera, and I cannot tell you the amount of dread that just enters my body anytime it's like sound detected on the Nanit camera. Fuck. No. No. What are you doing? I'm not mad at him. I'm just like I hate when he just doesn't sleep. I feel so bad. It's like he's just a baby. I can't be mad at him for not sleeping. That's what babies do. But like I'm
Right.
just mad. that
Right.
He's not doing it.
This is the best sleep you'll ever have in your whole life. You better enjoy it, baby.
Right. Do you not understand how it is when you're an adult?
It's
It's
terrible.
literally a phrase. Sleep like a baby.
Yeah. Come on, man. You have body aches and depression.
Taxes.
Can't sleep at all.
You don't even want to know.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Great session. I had a lot of fun. I know it was short, but some really good RP and cool stuff happening tonight. And just recently, just commending all of you in general. These last like 3 or 4 sessions have been really good character sessions, even the combat. So I like that stuff a lot.
I hope to get
Mhm.
caught up with watching the old sessions too. Been breezing through them pretty quickly.
Yeah, I've been going back and watching little sections of them too to just refresh myself, mostly refresh myself with voices. Now there's just so many more characters that I like and I want to like give the right voices to, but
That was
sometimes
definitely
I
a
just
thing.
forget.
I had to like write down very specific voice notes
Yeah.
for characters.
My note from myself today was Silgath Gomez from the Addams Family. was my note to myself. Just emulate that and you'll be fine.
Yep.
All right, guys. You all have a good night, and I will see you next Monday.
All right. See ya.
Yeah. Bye.
And guys.